the scale thing. You know what I'm saying? The scale thing. I see men and women who are in their attractive scales, fives and fives and sixes and six, or you and your attractive scales who are together. They have these conversations. All right. The where the but these situations to where these conversations are not happening. These are these imbalanced scales. You have a woman who's a six, but she's talking to or she's chasing after or caught whatever, you know what I'm saying, with this eight or nine guy, you know what I'm saying? And that alone, she should understand, but she want this guy to be the relationship guy. Well, like you say, he's not turning down the box. So he's gonna play on that emotional string of and you could have a chance. She don't want to mess it up because oh, he's so handsome, he's this, he's got this, he's got this. I don't really want to mess it up by telling him everything that I want. So I'm just gonna slide into it and drop little subtle hits along the way of the wire. Well, why? And that's what happens. That's literally what happens. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to play it out to get the boss. Okay, what you want me to do? You want me to, you know what I'm saying, do this here? All right, because the 9 and 10 women that he's at his level, they know that they're beautiful, so they trying to play the game of being you know what I'm saying, to milk you out your money. So he's not even trying to deal with that too much because he's like, I just come down here and mess around. And so that's how it's not. These conversations are not happening. And but where everything is equally yoked at, they're having these conversations. What you expect? And I'm expecting to be a family man. I want to have me a wife. I want to take care of my kids. I want to do this here and I want to do this. What you expecting? She says, hey, I want to further my education. I want to blah blah blahs and this is just, you know what I'm saying. They are having those conversations, and those tends to be the ones that end up in marriage and have longevity.
So let me ask you this question, and I'm interested to get your thoughts because I was actually thinking about this because I actually this question came up from a video I was watching earlier today. I forgot to send it to myself, so I can't remember where I saw it at.
Oh, that happens.
What do you think would happen if, let's say, a guy like myself, a smooth 4.5 on the handsome scale, but a good 7, 8, 9 on the everything else scale,
Mm-hmm.
um, is having, is out on a date with a woman that is clearly out of my range, right? And let's just say hypothetically she asked the question of, you know, what are you looking for? And I said, well, to be honest with you, you know, what I'm looking for a long-term relationship with somebody that I could build a future with and eventually become a husband and a father. Let's say hypothetically.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the response would be to that question?
In today's market, well, one, I'm not really looking for that. I'm just looking, you know what I'm saying, to go out and date and see where things takes me. Uh, uh, I'm not really ready to settle down right now. That's how that conversation is gonna go.
And you know what? It's funny because I was actually thinking about that today, and I was like, I'm pretty sure it wasn't to that extent, but it was damn near almost word for word, in my mind, how I thought that a conversation like that would go. And the thing is, it kind of made me think about the fact that I've had these conversations with women that had friend zoned me,
Mm-hmm.
and they would say things to me like, "Oh, you're such a great guy. You're gonna make some woman a very lucky man, and she's gonna be so fortunate to have you." Now, granted, this was like years ago, back when I was in high school or in my early adulthood. you're gonna make somebody a great husband and a great father. Literally, like months later or weeks later, we're having conversations. It's just like all men ain't shit. You know, these niggas out here ain't worth a pot to piss in. And I look at them like, it ain't all men. Oh, I
You
ain't
got
talk.
that right here?
I ain't talking about you. And that used to bother me, right?
Yeah.
It used to bother me to the point to where, like, whenever I would go out on dates with girls, and like there were a few times I would say maybe that, like, not necessarily what you want, what are you looking for a relationship, but you kind of know, if you have any sort of thought process or any sort of intelligence, you can kind of figure out what they're trying to hint around.
Yeah.
And I just wouldn't really necessarily say anything because it's like you get traumatized by the fact that all these girls that that you as a guy know would be excellent wives, excellent mothers, excellent girlfriends. They ain't paying you not no bit of mind because it ain't even what they really want.
Yeah.
But it is what they want. They just don't want it with you.
Boy.
But then
Boy.
20 years later,
Say
they
it.
they
Don't say
they
it.
they they by themselves. They by themselves. Ain't got nobody.
Nobody.
And so the reason why I bring this conversation up, is because I'm always thinking about how do we improve the relationships that with people in general. I, I'm married, so I got a relationship, but there's a lot
Yeah.
of people out there that they want to get into relationships. Men are scared to get into relationships because you know of the expectations that women have. Women are scared to get into relationships because they think all men are dogs, but the right questions aren't being asked when you're out on these dates with people so that you can, number one, if you ask a man, hey, what do you want? And
One these,
he
these women are these women are telling, you know what I'm saying, genuine guys that when they get in the room with of guys of high caliber, what they feel like they should have, they're not moving like that. They're moving in a manner to where, oh, this is how they become used because they totally give in, and then they come back down to the people in they visual level, and they complain. They're not complaining about a guy like you. Like I'm saying, I'm a mid tier guy myself. Like I'm saying, 6'7". I'm a mid tier guy.
You're
They're
not
complaining.
mid-tier, bro. You're 6'7". 6'7". I hate that damn saying.
Yeah, that's just wag. But they come down. They come down and complain. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like I had a young lady that I had a crush on. We're just gonna use her initial, KC. I'm talking about, this was from like middle school. You know what I'm saying? And just, she used to periodically jump in and out of my life. You know what I'm saying? I was just in awe with her. So, but she'd get in a relationship with other guys, come back down and talk to me. So, you know what I'm saying? In our 30s, we was communicating and talking. And you know what I'm saying? I asked a question one time. Well, damn, what's up? Why? You know what I'm saying? Why? Why? She say, she told me, these are these ain't her exact words, but this is how I took it. Okay? I can't remember her exact words verbatim, but this is how I took it. You know what I'm saying? You not know Idris Elba. I said,
Oh
oh,
wow. Not the Idris Elba.
wow, okay. No, 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 I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no Idris Elba. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a fly Malik Yoba. You know what I'm saying?
You wow.
So this, you know what I'm saying? So this was a while back. So Malik Yo when he was still popping, you know what I'm saying? But she said it to me. She basically told me in her words that she feels like she's supposed to have this. I was like, cool, understandable. I got you. I got you. You supposed to have that. But you know, it didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? And so now I sit back and I look and I think to myself, yeah, I dodged the bullet. I dodged the bullet because those individuals right there, like you want, I'm a relation guy, you know, relationship guy too. You know what I'm saying? I don't do, I've done, but I don't really excel in these short runs. You know what I'm saying? Was with my ex-wife. We dated for 2.5 years. We was married for 14 years. So that was 17 years. Um, After that, had a 2.5 year run with this young lady. Boom. After that, then from that point on, 11 years. So it's like, yeah, I don't do the do the do the short term stuff either because I want the almost like the security of having somebody. I know, and I tell women I'm hard to love. I know I am, and it's crazy because of the environment that I grew up in. Um, my we didn't I didn't have a loving relationship with my mother myself. It wasn't one of those. She ruled with an iron fist, and it wasn't too many days. You gotta I love you or come here, come sit on mama. Let's talk. Let's do all that. So I don't have those romantic cues, you know what I'm saying? That those loving cues in a relationship. And so getting with women who do that, it's kind of hard because they think that that's something that I am not capable of giving. I just don't, you know, until this day, I just don't know how because I never had that. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't a thing in my household. So the cuddling with me don't last long because it gets to feeling a little you in my space. You know what I'm saying? So I can't sit there and hold you for those 30 or 40 minutes. You probably get 2 or 3, maybe 10. Then it's, you know, and that because I never had that. I didn't know what I didn't know what that was. And so when it comes to me, that's where a lot of my, you know what I'm saying, past, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't a thing, but that was one of those, you know, one of those blocks where you put over here, this is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but yeah, it's we those conversations, they are not being had at the level that they should be had at. Because like I told you when you first asked me about it, it's that fear on one side, and it's that confidence that's being masquerade from fear. Because of what, you know what I'm saying, because they're not the woman is not having with her equal. She's having that conversation or trying to have that conversation with this guy. If the guy's her visual equal, it's not going to be a conversation. It's going to be like this here's what I want. And those are conversations they have with men after being up here, and they feel like men has are trash, and they don't meet them, and all they want to do is just sleep around and don't want to commit. So then when they come back down to here, it's confidence. So and it's I'm telling you, this is what I'm going to have. And if you can't, I don't need you in my life. I done had all this other stuff and blah 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 blah. Well, it's just like, well, damn, I'm not that. You know what I'm saying? So they get the softer you and they get the pleasurable you, they get the oh okay, the agreeable you, but you come down here with me, I get the dictator.